The Kappa is a reoccurring creature in Japanese folklore. They are generally depicted about the size of a child, with scaly skin ranging from a green to bluish colour. In most iterations, they tend to hang around by riversides where children in the old days played a lot. Like most disciplinary folklores, they would supposedly eat the children. Strangely, they have a concave head, which would have almost seemed like some kind of rain dish. And this part is quite clever and creative, because if that rain dish isn't containing water when they leave the water, then they can't move. So it's almost like a life support system for them while they're not submerged. In most folklore, they're described as being very polite, so if a children is about to be attacked, if he or she bows first, the Kappa is just too much of an extreme gentleman and has to bow as well. Obviously, once it bows, the water will pour out of its head and it won't be able to move. So I think right there is the disciplinary part of the folklore. A lot of folklore and fables are designed to discipline children. So in this case, it's obviously promoting being polite, bowing, being courteous. Bow, otherwise you die. Kind of extreme, but you get the idea. Now here's where things get interesting. There is speculation that Kappa sightings, or the origins of the Kappa, are extraterrestrial. Some kind of life form from beyond our planet that needs that water to survive, because that is quite a strange detail to have. It's basically a life support system that allows this creature to enter an environment that it wouldn't previously. And for the time, this would have been very sophisticated, considering oxygen tanks are relatively new. Humans wouldn't have been able to go underwater with an equivalent version of this. So that leads people to believe that this was maybe the ancient Japanese people trying to simplify some kind of alien technology that allowed them to live on our planet. I mean, if an alien did come from a planet where it was mostly water or liquid, then they'd need something like that, wouldn't they? The stealing of the children as well, there's that whole idea of alien abduction and experimentation. And as disturbing as it sounds, a little kid is probably the best thing to test on because it has years to grow and can be studied for a much longer time than an adult. But of course the bowing thing is quite weird. That seems a pretty strange weakness for an extraterrestrial being to have. You simply bow and it does the same and then it's incapacitated. I suppose maybe this could have been added after. As I said, a lot of these folklore are designed to discipline children, so maybe the story didn't originally have that, but they added it because parents like to get their children to be polite. But still, it kind of reminds me of the alien from Signs, if you remember that, but the opposite. So that alien had a really kind of pathetic weakness as well. All you had to do was put water on it and it died. And this one, it's the opposite. All it has to do is lose water from this tiny container on its head and it can't move. However, this could also be a sign of an attempt at communication. Maybe if the human bowed and this alien is extremely peaceful, then maybe they would try to replicate that to communicate, and of course the water spills out and they become incapacitated. But still, I doubt an organism that sophisticated would be that clumsy. The Kappa are also shelled and are said to have a duck-like beak. Maybe this could refer to some kind of snapping turtle, which would be a much more rational explanation, the parents simply warning their kids about the snapping turtle. And over the years it gets distorted into a story. There's also the giant Japanese salamander, which has these little hands that almost look humanoid, so I could see that too. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below.